Hi, George Manolis here, Synergy for Success. Welcome. This is the second module in a series of training blogs on how to work more effectively from a remote workplace. And right now, many Australian sales teams are working full-time from a remote workplace such as home. Some are working 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Others are working 1 week on, 1 week off. It's a varied situation around Australia. What's important, however, is that we get into a routine of working from home. And in today's blog, we're going to talk about making sure that our remote workplace is established correctly, our IT is working correctly, all the other resources are in place. But today will also lead into what are appropriate forms of communication in today's situation. So, let's talk about the remote workplace. What's crucial is that you do have an office that's set up remotely or at home. The other issue that we have is that we may have our children working out of home as well at the moment. It's a varied situation all around Australia. But regardless of that, we need a regular place that we can work from, where our computers are set up, including any other resources. The other crucial thing about working from home is ensure that you are in a routine. And by that I mean make sure that you wake up, you groom yourself. I'm also recommending that you communicate regularly with your home office, your sales manager, whoever that may be. Make sure that you actually get dressed and put a company shirt on, because some of you will be having morning daily catch-up meetings with the sales manager. So let's get into a routine. Let's groom ourselves. Let's put a shirt on, and let's be prepared for the day. Some organisations are allowing their sales teams to call on clients only by mutual arrangement. So if that's the case, that adds a little bit more different diversity into your day. So that needs to be planned as well. Be in control of your home environment. So there's going to be some rules that you need to set. If you've got kids at home, you're going to need to close the door. You're going to need to make sure that there's a bit of quiet happening when you're working. Establish and keep regular work times. So make sure you have a morning tea break. Make sure you have an afternoon tea break. Make sure that you have a lunch break. All very important things. Maintain your exercise routine. So many executives that I'm talking to all around the country are promising that they're getting their morning walk in, their bike ride, their home gym sessions. All this is really important in today's environment because a lot of gymnasiums and a lot of outdoor sports have actually shut down because of this virus. So what's really important is that we maintain some form of routine that we can use to exercise, but also to spend some alone time, to meditate, to actually get our processes in place. Just remember, the landscape's changed enormously now, and you may be frustrated and occasionally at times feel like you've lost your sense of purpose. You need to start thinking how this situation can be an advantage to you. There's a silver lining there. Start learning of ways to get better. Great chance to start training and learning about IT and software programs and getting to know how to use Zoom and Skype and all those great things in a better manner. If your company's got a CRM system, great opportunity to do those little training sessions that are already online that you've never had a chance to do. So a lot of great reasons why you need to keep going on training during this time. Some of the other things are you're not in a regular workplace. You're not in your workspace at work. You're not in your company car. So make sure you have a good stretch if you're going to be sitting down all day. Really crucial things. I sometimes like having a little bit of background music happening just to keep me inspired in the background. It takes away a bit of the monotony. Great chance now to populate CRM with all those notes. And remember the old saying regarding CRM, if it's not in CRM, then it didn't happen. So now is a really good time to start engaging and putting tons of notes into CRM, making sure your database is clean, calling your customers, checking up on every contact in your database and see if they're still working there. Great opportunity to emerge out of this situation with a really clean database. Learn to keep in touch with your colleagues. Yes, you're going to be having daily meetings with your colleagues in the business. However, how about a private call? How about a call where you're actually using your camera and you're actually looking into the eyes of your colleagues and checking up on them, checking in on people during this time, because some of us are feeling isolated. Some of us are feeling like we've lost a sense of purpose. Some of our younger colleagues, some of our millenniums, and if you're a millennium, you may be struggling getting into a routine. So that's why it's important to keep in touch with A, your business colleagues, but B, also your friends from outside of work. You know, your hobbies, your sports, all those people. Keep in touch. Hop onto a Skype call or a Zoom call. Have a chat. See how the other person's going. Really important that we learn how to live in these in this environment. The other tip that I have, I'm not a big fan of using the word COVID-19 in my discussions, nor am I a fan of using the words crisis or pandemic. What I do say is this situation. I talk about the situation. So I try and keep those words out of it. People are really sick of all this talk in the media. It's not very positive. So I just talk about the situation, and I'm often talking about what's it going to be like when we emerge out of the situation. What's business going to be like on the other side? And there's a lot of benefits there. Let's talk about your resources. Making sure that everything's working nicely. Your phones, your laptops. Some organisations that I'm working with, I've discovered some sales team members have got laptops that are 6 or 7 years old, and there's not enough memory in them, and they're struggling running CRMs. Some of the wireless dongles that we've got don't have enough broadband width to download CRM quickly and upload data. So these are things that we need to address in this situation. Make sure you use Skype and GoToMeetings or Zoom when you're having meetings. Try and encourage a bit of that with your customers rather than hopping in your car and driving over to see someone. You will find, because I have found this in the last 6 weeks, that you can have meaningful discussions with clients and with prospects using video, using calls where you can see someone's face. So when we emerge out of this situation, you will find that you may be using technology a bit more, and it'll make you more efficient in the future. Make sure you've got a nice ergonomic chair. Nothing like waking up after a couple of hours and having a really sore back or putting your back out. I've had quite a few colleagues talk about needing to get a new chair. Small tips, but really important that we do get comfortable. All right, so let's talk about communications. What are appropriate communication styles today during this situation? Number one, make sure that you're having daily conferences with your colleagues and your sales manager. Really important. What do we plan to do today? And let's debrief on it tomorrow again. What did we achieve? Making sure that you've got a to-do list. I love to-do lists because I can cross them out and it gives me a sense of achievement. If you don't have a to-do list, you're going to end up at the end of the day and wonder where the day went. So, daily conference, a phone is a great way of talking to your customers. Some of us like sending emails if you're prospecting. I haven't been a big fan of email prospecting. However, in this situation, you're going to find that a lot of people will start to respond to your emails a lot more. And also, shock horror, text messages are now also becoming a favoured way of communicating with some of your clients and prospects. Yes, that's correct. I said that. SMS text messages are becoming a favoured way of communicating with clients and prospects. So here's the question. Is it okay to prospect to new clients during this situation? Absolutely it is. If you're calling people who are in the area of essential services and you have a service that you can offer to these people, then now's a really good time to start touching them, because I can tell you many companies are getting calls today from vendors and suppliers who are lining up clients and prospects for 3 or 4 or 5 months time. Okay, so now is a good time to prospect. Should you be calling existing customers? 100% emphatically yes. If you're not talking to your existing customers today, then guess what? Your competitors are doing it on your behalf, and you will lose them if you don't keep in touch with them. So, uh, emails to your internal customers and external customers, they're appropriate at the moment. Make sure you are keeping in touch with some of your uh, company staff. If you've got a call center, if you've got admin, you've got accounts, hop on the phone, say good day to them, make sure that they're not suffering from isolation, make sure that they're feeling part of the team. Us salespeople, we've got personality, and we like to communicate and talk. Some of our other people in other parts of the business probably aren't getting the same type of communication and enthusiasm as we are getting in the sales team. Don't forget, if you've got other parts of your organization that's touching your customers, like parts, service, well, make sure that you keep in touch with them and find out what's happening in their world as well. So that's it for this session today. Just remember, get into a routine, make sure your resources are working, and secondly, phoning, emailing, texting are appropriate forms of communication today. And of course, LinkedIn. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn, and we will put some more strength into that in future blogs. But also, remember, don't just call your existing accounts, but it's appropriate behavior to actually prospect to new clients today. Anyway, that's it from me today. There'll be another session coming up very soon. That'll be session 3, and we're going to start going to more depth and more detail on what to say when you call people, how to handle objections, some of the psychology of those calls. So, George Manolis, Synergy for Success. If you'd like to reach out to me, call the number on the screen right now. And if you want to reach out to us by email, please email us on the number on the screen below. I'm there for you 24/7. I'm at your service. George Manolis, Synergy for Success. Get in touch now. Thank you.